Here are a few supplies that you can use while on press. If you have any printing issues, I would get a water spray bottle, a sponge, some etcher paper towels, some 3M Super 70 spray adhesive, and then some waste sheets that you can do test prints on. 8.5 by 11 copy paper or newsprint work great. The first issue I want to talk about is if you're screen printing, and when you print, if you don't have enough of the cardboard for your off contact, and when you print, if you print and the sheet sticks to the back of the screen, you can do two things to fix it. One, you can add more off contact to the back of the screen so it lifts it up off the palette so it snaps off your paper. Or second, you can use some spray adhesive. This is just 3M Super 77, and you can spray a little bit on the palette so the paper sticks and it won't stick to the back of the screen. So I'll show how both of those will work, the off contact and the spray adhesive. So I'll try to recreate the first issue with the ink sticking to your sheet on the back of the screen. So right now I don't have too much off contact, so I flood. I have a lot of ink going down. I print, and after I print, when I lift up the screen, if your sheet of paper is sticking to the back of the screen and it will create a double image, you're going to need to add more of that off contact. All right, so to fix this, I'm going to take some of my off contact. I have 2 for each corner, and I just take some masking tape, and on the back of the screen right here, I'll tape this one to my first corner. Then I'll take my second one, add my masking tape here, and add it to the other corner. So that will raise or lift off the screen. Now when I print and I push down, the mesh will pop up off the surface. And then I flood back, and now when I lift up, because there's more off contact, nothing is sticking to the back of the screen, and I have a good clean print. Another technique, if the off contact doesn't work and your paper is still sticking to the back of the screen, I'll take some spray adhesive. Any brand will work. I just happen to have the 3M Super 77. And then you don't want to put a lot down because you don't want your paper to be sticky. So I lightly and barely dust this whole area. Another issue I wanted to point out, if too much ink goes down and as you're printing, the edge, the ink starts to bleed under the screen and you get this double image, so you can see the image is doubling up in that zone, and there's too much ink going down. There's 2 ways to fix it. One way to go about it is to take some of your extra scrap paper and put that paper down and keep printing these scrap sheets until that image, that double image, disappears. So what I do to print through the problem, I put away my good paper and I just take this newsprint or this scrap computer paper, and then I'll print, and then I won't flood the ink back because I don't want to put a lot of ink in there. I'm trying to clean out that area. So I print the first one. You can see that little haze of the double image right in here. So I'm starting to lift up that bad ink. I take that to the side. I put another scrap sheet of paper down, and I do another pass. And I don't flood the ink back. Now, with every pass, that doubled image that I had where the ink got really heavy is slowly starting to fade away. And after about 8 or 9 of these sheets, maybe 5, that area will disappear, and then you're good to go. So I'll continue to, in essence, print through the image with bad or scrap paper. And this one, it's almost gone here. So I keep printing through the problem. So I'm trying to get rid of that double image. Maybe one more test print and I'm good to go, and I can switch back in my regular paper. So on this last one, now that my ink is good, I'll flood it back. And now I have my image and I'm good to go. Now, if printing through with those waste sheets, if you can't get rid of your problem or issue, another thing you can also do is you could take a spray bottle with water, a sponge, and some paper towels, and lightly spray the back of the screen, and then with paper towels and your sponge, clean out the ink that is on there. So I'll just take a little spray. I'll spray here, and I'll clean the back side of the screen. So I'm just trying to clean off some of that area where my ink doubled. So any area where my ink is doubling in here, all right, so now that I have all of this cleaned out, if you can get it with the paper towel, great. If not, you can go in and take a sponge and clean all that ink out. So just a water bottle, some paper towels, spray a little bit on the back and clean the ink out. All right, so now I took some of that spray and I cleaned the back of the screen. So now the back of my screen, there's no ink on it. Everything is looking good. So now I'm ready to do one more test print and then I'm ready to go. So I do my test print, and what I'm checking for is after I clean my screen, I want to make sure that I have a nice clean edge and a nice clean area with my image. Everything is looking good. So now I can go back to my regular paper stock and I'm good to go.